Right, this is my first video that I'm doing in this kind of aspect, so bear with, it's going to be really bad quality, but oh well. This is my video on the 2025 Formula One and Feeder Series ladder predictions. So I'm going to be going over the drivers I think are going to win, the teams that I think are going to win, and then also why I think that certain driver and that certain team has an edge for this season. So starting off simple with F1, start top, make our way down. That's what I'm going to do. I think, funny enough, Ferrari's going to win this year. Honestly, I'm a Ferrari fan. This year will be our year. But Hamilton and Leclerc, it's a good, strong kind of pairing of drivers. So I think McLaren was lucky last year with their mini DRS, and Red Bull without Newey are done for. So I think Ferrari for champions in 2025 as a team. Now for the driver, it's where it gets complicated. Verstappen will be in a midfield car by the end of the season, I think. So I think he's out of the championship battle this year, to be fair. Carlos Sainz is not nowhere near. He's in a Williams. Uh, Alonso. I'm an Alonso fan, as you can see from my profile picture. But I don't think he's going to win. I think he'll get runner-up at most, considering he's very skilled. However, it will take Newey a while to get accustomed to the kind of stuff he has to work with at Aston Martin, because he's going from a big budget, big team at Red Bull to Aston Martin, which has a big budget, but they have no clue what they're doing and they're really incompetent with their upgrades during the season. Now, this takes me to the driver I think will win. And if I'm completely honest with you, I don't want to say this, but I think it will be Lando Norris. Um, Ferrari's going to have a lot of competition between Hamilton and Leclerc, so I think we're going to see some sort of papaya rules like we did with McLaren last year, but this year at Ferrari. And I think McLaren have made it clear they prefer Lando to win, as they see he's a stronger driver. So Lando for World Champion 2025. I never thought I'd be saying this, but I mean, that's that, I guess. So, yeah. Next up, so we're going to be going down. Instead of doing F2, I'm going to do F1 Academy just because the number doesn't grow. So that's my reasoning behind why F1 Academy is more than F2, even though it really isn't on paper because they're in slower cars. They're in F4 cars, but still. As much as I'm a Leah Block fan, right, I think she's going to get runner-up at most because she has had a great debut on Nitro Cross and ARA, even an ARA champion. But I think asphalt just is not her thing. She's better off in cars which are slidey and which have a lot less kind of room for error on the driver kind of side. Because I get it, in open wheels, you have to be really pinpoint accurate with your braking points, your turning points, your acceleration, your apexes, your setup. But I feel like it's just way harder to get ahead of the competition on asphalt than it is on dirt or snow or gravel. So there's my reasoning for why Leah Block, I think, will get runner-up at most. Now for the winner, Dorian Pan, obviously. To be fair, the only thing that held her back last year was Abby Pulling, and now Abby Pulling is gone. So I think it'll be between Dorian Pan and my work, or however you pronounce that, if she's still racing, I don't know. So Dorian Pan for this year's F1 Academy Championship. As for the teams, I really don't know what team's going to win, but I have a feeling it'll be Prema again. Obviously they won last year. I think that means they have the wildcard drivers this year again. So it's going to be a tough one for all the other teams, but I think Prema is going to win this year again. They're stronger, they have the wildcards, more points. Just that simple, really. Right, now for F2, I don't watch F2 that much, but let's be real, it's really unpredictable. all the drivers are mainly rookies, and the teams, Prema has an IndyCar team, so like they've got to make their mind up if they want to be the top step or somewhere in between. So as for the constructors, obviously Prema's always strong. However, I think we're going to see something good from Rodin. To be quite honest, they're a good team. They're not as fast as Prem has been in the past, but I think Prem is starting to slowly, kind of fall down. And then as for the driver, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, but Arvid Lindvall, or however you pronounce it, you know, he just looks like the perfect kind of underdog story. Just he's going to get in that car and he's going to win, right? I don't know what car he's driving because, as I said, I don't watch F2. I only watch F1 and F1 Academy. But I think he could win potentially. Don't know how he ended up in F3 last year, but mark my words, this guy is going to go to F1 in the main Red Bull team before the 2029 season. Just mark my words. He deserves that seat. He is a good driver, and I think he's going to win the drivers' championship this year. He's young, obviously, and I just feel like it's the perfect underdog kind of story. Winning your rookie season. That's something you only see in stuff like F2 and F3. But I think Arvid is definitely the guy for that. And as for F3, as I said, I do not watch F3, but I have done some research. And I think Trident might win the constructors, just mainly because, I mean, they're not that bad. They're a midfield team, but I reckon all the other teams are going to start kind of falling behind during the season as their drivers kind of get to grips with the car and with the stuff. I don't know what drivers they have, obviously, but it's the same thing every single season, to be fair. And F3, again, it's just about guessing, to be fair. It's not, there's no ERS, there's only DRS, so it depends more on the drivers and the car. And then, even with the cars, there's not that much of a difference in performance. Like, 2 kilometers on the straights and a tenth a lap, maybe. But yeah. And as for the winner, the championship winner for drivers, I'm going to butcher this again. Bado or Bado or however you pronounce it. He's a handsome guy, and I'm straight, but he's a handsome guy, and I think he will win. I've done my research. Yeah, he's had a good past in like Euro Formula, UAE F4, and stuff like that. Off to a rocky start, but he's up there now in an F3, and I reckon he could potentially win. And that's just why, I mean, he definitely has a potential because he's been getting midfield results pretty much every single junior series he's done. So I think right now is his time to shine. And with his recent McLaren contract, I think it's recent at least, you know, he might make it. He might get the championship. But I mean, I don't have much more to back my stuff with. I'm only a guy that watches F1 and F1 Academy because I'm bored. So these might be completely wrong, or they might be right. Some of them might be wrong, some of them might be right. I've got no clue, but that was pretty much my 2025 F1 ladder predictions for both teams and constructors. So there's that. Thanks for watching, and then I'll post sometime again soon.